you got in Colorado and kind of relive that experience.
As I started writing, I started to explore some of the feelings associated. We're all taking this risk together.
One ride on this planet.
You know, do with that time.
Be a better father, better husband.
Important to also take a breath, step back.
We're all forged into who we are over time. My whole life and my transition from the military, the most important thing to me was freedom. So I fought for it for 20 years, and now I wanted to experience it. But you have one ride on this planet. You have today. If you do have tomorrow, awesome. Make that even better than today. And you get to choose exactly how you're gonna spend that time. Are you gonna make it a better place? You're gonna pass along lessons to your kids so they can make it a better place? What are you gonna do with that time? So with that in mind, you know, make it a good one. Purpose of my last 20 years was the team and the mission, and moving forward, that purpose is taking care of my family. Yeah, the two things I wanted to do in life, one, become a Navy SEAL, and two, is to write fiction in this genre. So to have done one and be doing the other, well, I'll say I feel extremely fortunate. As I started writing, I started to explore some of the feelings associated with different events that I'd been involved in over the last 20 years. So taking those emotions and then applying them to the fictional narrative really made it feel authentic because the feelings are real. I grew up surrounded by books. My mom was a librarian, so she was reading to me and the rest of the family from day one, and it's always been a part of my life, and it'll continue to be a part of my life going forward. Yes, I like to spend time with family and being outside and getting out hunting and traveling, just enjoying the outdoors together. Being able to procure your own food, being confident and competent with weapons, and being able to defend themselves and their families. So that's all kind of goes hand in hand. That's a very natural thing to me, and a sentiment that found its way into the pages of the novel. So I guess I was a gear guy from birth, because you can go back and look at pictures of me or look at my room or talk to my parents, and I just naturally gravitated towards gear for some reason, and how it could make me go faster or longer into the mountains. If there was something that I was using for, let's say, rock climbing, sailing, whatever it was as a kid, I was always wondering, is there something better than this? Is there something that'll give me a little more of an edge? If I fail, it wasn't the gear, it was me, and I need to get better. Now, being on the outside and going into remote areas, hunting or backpacking or whatever it is, you don't have an AC-130 overhead, you don't have a Predator overhead, you're on your own, you don't have this huge support apparatus ready to unleash all the power of the United States military at your behest if you need it. And I kind of like that, I kind of like being out on my own. Yeah, my daughter's been hunting from a very early age. So off we went, and she got her first deer at age 7. And it's great to be able to take that meat, and then every time you defrost it and prepare a meal for the family, then you're talking about where this came from. Point to my daughter and say, this is the one you got in Texas, or this is the one you got in Colorado, and you kind of relive that experience and feel a part of that meal and just part of the cycle. So it's a very natural thing to do. All forged into who we are over time, different paths we take, different lessons we take from experiences along the way. But I think I was fortunate from an early age that I knew what I wanted to do. And that's because I knew my grandfather was killed in World War II, and I grew up with his medals and his pictures of him in his squadron, his plane. So I think that growing up and knowing that he didn't make it home really impacted me at an early age. About the country that we inherited, and I think about what those guys sacrificed to give it to us, what generations past sacrificed to give us the country that we have today, from the Revolutionary War up through World War II and on. Yeah, those generations sacrificed all of it in many cases so that we could have this today and have these choices and have these options and opportunities that we have that other generations didn't. So I think we need to be good inheritors of that gift. Adversity obviously is something I think a lot about, because everybody faces it. If you haven't, you will. And obviously it's relative, but for us, we have a middle child who has severe special needs, and really he'll need help doing everything for the rest of his life. So another reason I'm so passionate about providing for the family and being able to defend the family, because he'll never be able to do any of those things. So he'll need the rest of us to do that for him forever. You don't sign up for something like that. It's just those are the cards you're dealt, and you have to play them as best you can. So it can either tear a family apart because it's so difficult to deal with every single day, or it can make you stronger.
This is it. So right now we're at the National Ability Center, which is headquartered here in Park City, Utah. And this is the main reason that we ended up here. It's a place that helps people of all abilities and disabilities essentially get outside and rediscover the confidence and competence through the outdoors. And this place is, I mean, it's hard for me to even put into words how much this place means to us. So they get him outside. They got him on this thing right here, which is a ropes course. And when we lived in San Diego and we finished up our time in the military, we never in a million years would have thought that he could climb up a wall like that and attach to a zip line and laugh as he came sliding down that thing. So no, this place is incredible.
I want to be a better father, better husband, better hunter. I want to be in better shape. All those things, and all those things require work. You have to put in that work. You have to put in the work in writing. You have to study what you've done and figure out how to make it better. Yeah, so I guess you don't really know if you're successful until you look back and really see how your kids turned out. So really all this is about them. It's about that next generation. It's certainly not about me, but I don't know that now. In 20 years maybe, when I look back and see what my kids have done and how they're raising their families, then I'll be able to say, okay, I guess we were successful. I guess this worked out. And then along the way, you just gotta do the best you can, be the best person you can, help as many people you can. I'm sitting there on the couch with my wife and we're sharing a glass of wine. I know that I did everything that I possibly could during that day to maximize each and every second, because that's what I feel like. I owe my family. They're in this with me. We're all taking this risk together. We're all making this transition together. We're all moving forward together. And if I'm not making the best use of every single second, then if I'm not just letting myself down, I'm letting them down. That's something I think about a lot. If they ever have a question about moving forward with their dreams and aspirations, they can see all the things that we juggled as a family in the military with a middle child who has severe special needs, and then moving on into a profession where very few succeed, for them to be able to see that example, and maybe say, hey, if he did it, then I can do it too. What I value most is freedom for myself and my family. My purpose and mission in life is taking care of my family, being there for them, being a good example for them, being present, being engaged. But overall, that fundamental value, just valuing freedom, being able to live the life you want and to be good inheritors of all the freedoms that we have. That takes conscious thought, and that's a responsibility. I guess everything that I do is tied up in that, is taking care of my family and being a good husband and father, and tying that all to freedom.